Hello, and welcome to part... What have I written down? What are these words? Part 10. This is part 10. You know, actually, I still have my old bag of Fritos. Remember that? Oh, old friends. I don't know why I still have them. I'm just not going to eat them, because I don't like Fritos. They're probably expired by now. Oh, well. Maybe just for the sake of memories. Let's see. Campaign. Let's load up part 11. Part 2. I'm not even... Oh, yeah, because I did multiple missions. Which means I actually probably lost one. This is an annoying thing. Every single time that you reload something like this, whenever you save on a mission that has a cinematic, it replays the cinematic. Which means I'm going to have to fix the video components again. No, get off. No, thank you. I've seen it. We've all seen it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Alright. Oh, let's see what my show notes say. A couple things I need to get out of the way. First off, I don't know why I even bothered to write this down, because I'm thinking about it right now. But right now I have severe dental pain, or more specifically, jaw pain. It's probably related to my teeth, though. Which I believe I said last time, but it's gotten bad enough that it's kind of incapacitated me for the most part. Right now I'm on a lot of drugs that I found around the house, or that I have created. I didn't make any drugs. But it's going to possibly make me go out of my wits. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out, won't we? Okay, let's see. What else is going here? I've already got everything set up. Yeah, okay, so I didn't need to worry about this. Let's actually go into the briefing first. Might be able to get 2 missions.
The next continue to devastate the human animal vessels defending homeworld desire. Tactical analysis. Human animals fight with efficiency, resilience. Core directive requires demoralization, disruption of human animal will to resist.
Well, I know problem.
Solution: destroy, disrupt, desecrate human animal population centers. Instill, cultivate terror. You and your subordinate units will spearhead, lead the destruction of the population centers. Destroy animal cities, homes, lives, especially target human new boots. Execute core directive. Hurt, maim, kill.
Especially target human noob. Guys, if you find any of their offspring, if you see any babies on the ground, shoot them with your plasma weapons. Be sure to get, like, if you have a rail cannon, pop those little fuckers like an overripe pumpkin, please. Oh, I love you guys. You know, they know the path to my heart, really. I also love this up here, that continue to the arrogance of this. Continue to devastate the human animal vessels. Like it's not even a fight. Yeah, we're just busting the shit out of them. No need to worry about it. There's something else in here. Oh yeah, terror. Terror. Still cultivate terror. Everything is better with two emphasized syllables. Okay. Before we launch the thing, review, see if I have anything else specific. Okay, now that can wait. All right, let's go. Oh lord, just got through eating some pizza rolls too. Can you feel the storm? You guys might not even be able to hear that.
Locate and desecrate human, animal, creed,
I kind of fucked up. I think this is the one... Ooh. Oh lord, my frame rate. What's happening? Is the rain really doing this to me? Oh, that is rough. This is rough. Oh well, this is what it's like being inside of my shoes, guys. I think this is one of the things... Alright. Yes, thank you. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking. Goddamn robots. This is one of the things where I think the objective list, you could have chosen where to deploy at. Okay. My executioner, which is not an adjudicator. Past Eli, you dumbass. And you can see, this is a huge area. This is like as good as a city that 1999 could make. So, what is this? Oh, that's my, drop... Oh, that's one of the artillery platforms. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to begin the attack just yet. Let's take out this Gorgon first. There's going to be quite a few enemies that are just kind of roaming around. I cannot believe how much of an impact this rain is having on me. Holy shit. Actually, to be fair, this might not actually... Guys, could you get out of the way?
Target eliminated.
I think he got that. Yeah, because of those... These elves... These elves are actually really, really powerful. If you can actually hit with them. But maybe I'll have to equip them one day. But they go all over the place. You can see once you start firing them why it's kind of difficult to get a hold of them. Since I'm kind of out of it, I'm not going to try to get every single thing on this map, because there's a lot of civilian targets that are kind of just wandering around all over the place. There's no possible way that I'm going to be able to get them. I know I can see them. Thank you. I am. Thank you very much. So, what is this down here, then? Okay, we are being flanked. No, no, don't do that. And again, you would think that if they're lasers, then the hit... Oh, goodness. Then the hit would be instantaneous. But that is not the case. Because everything in this game works as a projectile. Okay, and... This is a Terran. That's weird. Well, I guess it's not too weird. Not everything can be a night version of itself. Man, those things really fuck things up. But as... God! What is with you guys today? Lord. Anyways, I think the internal rendering is what's actually the cause of this. It's because the game itself can't actually handle it. And we're going to be seeing a lot of these things. I'll go ahead and start it now, why not? But these things are all over the map. This is one of the missions where you're not supposed to be able to get all of them. But I think if you know exactly where all their pathing is, then it's kind of awkwardly possible to be able to get all of them. But you kind of have to keep skirting the perimeter, which I guess I'll do. You have to kind of keep skirting the perimeter of all these quote-unquote... I love this quote-unquote city. And these are supposed to be skyscrapers. We're supposed to be, like, inside of a major metropolitan area. Okay, here they go. You guys are not going to survive if I see you. Since I do not feel particularly well right now, some of you might get away. God, you chatty bitches, shut the fuck up. But if I see you, you're dead. And later on, once I don't have severe pains ricketting through my body... Ricketing? That's not a word. Ricocheting? Is that what I'm trying to say? Then later I'll be able to take care of you when I reload this game. And Scum said it. I'm going to have to actually take off my headphones, I think, just because they will not shut up. I'm trying to look at all the things... Oh, this is just another... Plus the frame rate, this was not a good mission to start having any sort of problems with. What's hitting me? Something... Love God. What is shooting me in the back? Is it you? No? Maybe it's my teammate, I think, was shooting me with blink guns in the back. The little asshole. Was it something I said? Did he not like the emotional abuse I was heaping upon him a second ago? Who wouldn't love that? Okay. Let's actually get rid of the Gorgon first, because he's actually a threat. This thing, the Myrmidon, is not really a threat. Oh, he has compression lasers! I love these! Oh, he has elves, so I don't love these. No, 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 get away from me. Elves are bad, bad touch. Oh, this is so cute. What is... Oh, Talons, haven't seen you guys in a while. Since if you don't fire on them, they kind of just end up standing in one place, and they get really arrogant about their shooting. Damn it. Oh, this frame rate is really killing me. Which normally I'm really used to I'm really used to bad frame rates.
Seem to have destroyed you. Sorry.
So I don't notice this as much as you guys probably will. Like, whenever I load up Dark Souls 2, it actually runs at 60 frames per second in some areas for me, even on this computer. They optimize that really well, I'll say that. And that always looks really bizarre to me. Because I'm not used to seeing it. I'm used to playing games on, like, you know, 20 frames per second or 15 frames per second and other obnoxious things. I somehow ended up accidentally veering off into this major... You're supposed to be here. Like, this is supposedly the center of this area. I was trying to avoid it, but I kind of got caught in the fringes. Stop swerving, you little drunk.
Success is the sole judge.
Yeah, come on. You're gonna turn and... Oh, Lord, my aim.
Eliminating human.
You can tell that this game is really balanced around the idea that everyone's going to be engaging at about this range.
Huh, seem to have destroyed you. Sorry.
But you can tell even the AI, my teammates, are engaging as close as possible.
Target identified.
So even the AI is like, nah, the aiming in this game sucks ass. Ha, got his head shot off. This is like the most fun that you'll have. Come on, come on. Back up, ram me. Come on, do it. I'm here, do it. Oh. You kind of ruined that sepsis. Oh well. What was I was trying to call the civilians, but I got so distracted by all this. And I think, actually, we're already... Yeah, see? This is the only thing remaining, is destroying that stupid little... quote-unquote... What do they call it? An animal totem, probably? Human-animal creed icon. Okay. So we have to destroy that, and then the mission's going to be done. But that's not good enough. We need to find some human new boots. And we need to do stuff to them. Yeah, really, just about anything. Because human beings don't like it when you do stuff to their stuff. Destroy, disrupt half the human high temples, escaping vehicles. So it would involve... Let's see if I can see them. No, they don't outline them. That sucks. Oh, I saw you, though. I saw you. Hey, he vanished. He was down here. There he is. Okay, go get him. Man, you guys are really excited today. You're really offsetting the pain that I'm feeling in every part of my body right now. Okay, it gives me time to ramble. Okay, what was I doing? Oh! Thank you, guys. I'm going to take off my headphones now, since you can't shut your mouths. I decided on doing, you know, the Patreon thing that I was talking about. I decided to do a cartoon about it, rather than just launching it and then mentioning it in a video or something. A lot more effective to actually have a launch video, because then people can actually know that I'm doing it. Whereas these Let's Plays, obviously, you know, there's only like 5,000 of you or so that are actually watching it, of the 61,000 subscribers I have, or something like that. Most people, you know, obviously tune in for the cartoons. Whereas some of you decide, you know what, let's listen to him ramble about shit and then get mad at video games. But I'm going to be doing that. I've already done the audio recording for it, which was not particularly fun. I don't think I'm going to get all these guys. Did I? No. I don't know. I might just go back later and get all the secondary objectives, because it's obvious I'm not going to get everything this one. Oh well. Anyways, but yeah, I decided to do a cartoon about that. It's probably going to be about 3 or 4 minutes long, I suppose. So I guess look forward to that, in theory. Since I'm probably going to have some sort of major medical thing this coming month, then it's probably going to be delayed, and it'll probably be in August or something before we actually see it, which is going to be annoying. Whenever I got my wisdom teeth out, I think earlier this year, or maybe it was last year, that incapacitated me for like 1.5 months. It was crazy. I think there's a little... Open up. Yeah, there's a little base on the outskirts here. This is what I should have done. I should have gone on the outskirts and slowly circled my way in. Done a spiral, that way I could have gotten everything. But I'll reload and do it next time, good lord. My bloodlust knows no bounds. Wait. Oh, the artillery is actually taking care of that other secondary objective for us. So the only thing that we actually have to do is try to find... Actually, a good plan for this would have been... Do they... Yeah, one of them does actually have... I think I put an infiltrator sensor on one of these guys. I think it was Sepsis. No, it's not Sepsis. Who was it? No, maybe it was Sepsis. But I put an infiltrator on one of them, and I was hoping that it would make it a little bit easier to get through this area. But apparently not. Oh well. Destroy these buildings, guys. It's very important. Can't let any of these buildings In the meantime, I tested doing some recordings in Dark Souls 1, actually. Just to kind of see. I haven't actually been planning on anything with it, but I decided maybe I could do like a couple of things, little cute things in it. But no, whenever I started the recording using either DxTory or using Bandicam, the result was going down from 30 FPS, which I could barely hold, all the way down to about 15 FPS. In Dark Souls 2, which oddly runs at 60 frames per second without really trying, whenever I start recording, then the frame rate drops from... What I would actually used to do, I used to command all these guys to each area and just hope that they would destroy everything that they found at the locations that I sent them to. But that's too complicated. But whenever I start recording in Dark Souls 2, then the frame rate plummets to like a... You know, it's almost as bad. Like, I can almost hit 24 frames per second. So obviously, I still need a new PC. That's what I'm getting at. And I'm getting that because I almost can get it now. Because I found a way to save some money on certain things, like I don't have to buy a new operating system and things like that. And I've been able to get the price down from something outrageous to something more like $1,200 or so. Which is not bad at all. I mean, it's still a very... Oh, I thought I had 3. Oh well, 2 of them. But it's still a pretty substantial amount of the money that I actually have, but, you know, fuck me. Someone asked if I was going to be playing Bloodborne. I will not, because consoles cost a lot of money. And I don't play many video games. Like, you know, I usually... You may have not noticed this, but I usually will play... God damn it, I'm not going to find any of them. I guess they already got away. Oh well, next time, guys. I guess I'll go back, because there's no point in doing it this way. But you'll notice that whenever I talk about games, there's not a very large swath of games that I actually talk about. I usually pick up one game, then I will play it for about 6 months. So whenever I actually choose to buy a new game, usually it's something that I know that I'm going to enjoy. I have very limited taste. That's one of my, I guess it's one of my flaws, or it might be the result of not ever having any money, so I'm just used to doing it that way. I don't know. But I won't be playing Bloodborne just because I would have to pay like... How much do PS... whatever they are now? PS4s? Is that what they are? How much do those things even cost now? I think it's... Either way, it's going to be like in excess of $500 or so. Like if I wanted to play Demon Souls, I would have to pay like $700 total. You know, bare minimum, to be able to play that plus Bloodborne. So, just not going to be able to do it. Let's go ahead and destroy Buddha here. Man, he looks really depressed. Oh wow. I'm gonna look at him before I kill him, because that's pretty rough. Let's observe the 1990-ness of his face. What the fuck just happened to the ground? No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, guys. The rendering's amazing. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong at all. But I might be able to get a new PC soon, but I don't want to do it now, just because I had this stupid face thing going on, so I might end up having to pay for an operation or something. I have no idea. It's probably nothing, because most of the time it doesn't really hurt that bad. This is a grating? Really? It went through the effort? Oh well. Oh yeah. Oh, this is the stuff. This is supposed to be his hand. They couldn't actually model his hand. Like, his whole thing. He's just a big... What if I can get a good... Come on, Executioner, you can do it. Oh, look at that acceleration. That's amazing. But his whole body is just a big... Like, it's not even a basic... It's almost a basic shape. Oh, that is awful. Just awful. Buddha is none too pleased with this. I'm assuming this is supposed to be Buddha. It could be something obscure, I have no idea. But, oh, this is magic. Oh well, so long. Oh yeah. Look at these, I'm so disappointed in myself right now. What, did he catch fire? I didn't even shoot him. Oh lord, this mission. This fade out. Oh yeah, perfect. And they're doing this panorama shot like it's supposed to be something impressive. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. Oh well, they tried though. I mean, there's really only so much you can do with an old game like this.
Human animals have strange ways.
They sure do, buddy. Okay. Mission successful, I guess. The successful should have quotes around it.
Excellent.
Oh.
Efficient.
Was
Unit
it?
efficiency is recorded. Animal transmissions indicate impaired, depressed behavioral function. The core directive advances.
I'm kind of impaired depressed myself. Oh well, we'll get them next time, I guess. But on the plus side, we're qualified to operate level 9 technology items. I think level 9 might just be the highest level of technology. I don't think there's a level 10. So that means that we are probably going to get something amazing. But that'll be in a second. I want to do, let's see, new PC, I already said about that. Also wanted to point out, someone said that the level cap in Dark Souls 2 is not 838. You're half right. Because it is 838 if you pick certain classes. Like I always pick the Deprived class in Dark Souls 2. And that goes up to a cap of 838 because everything starts at different levels. All the new classes start with different levels. So as a result, once you hit 99 in every stat, then some of the levels will actually be different. So I'm right, stupid. Showed you. Okay, what is this? What are these words? Oh, water brands. People were talking about water after last time, and why people actually buy brands of water. I kind of understand it. Like I said, I drink well water. It's nice and crunchy, but I've actually, ever so often, I have to drink city water for some reason. Like whenever I used to work in a other town that was like an hour away, because that's what work is like here. If you want to actually have a normal day job, you have to travel like an hour or 30 minutes. It's ridiculous. It's not like living in a city, guys. I mean, a lot of you people that live in cities, you know, you're probably never going to understand the level of annoyance that is associated with actually living in the country. But city water is god-awful. I don't see how you people drink that shit. Like, the place that I worked at had a lot of iron content inside of their water. Let's go ahead and do this, I guess. So you could taste that shit all the time, and it was so bad. It was just absolutely horrendous. Looking at these things. Yeah, they're all... since apparently this is supposed to be a major event. Like, we've finally started invading their major cities. Good... God damn it. The scroll thing's so large that I can't actually... I've got to awkwardly scroll through it. So location... We want Baitor. Start, surrender, submit. Yeah, okay. A lot of these are interesting. But I've got to resist trying to read them. I've got to keep doing this. But... yeah, I can see why people would buy brands of water. If they live in the city, why you would have a favorite brand, I have no idea. I mean, it's just water. I mean, it's not like it has different flavors or anything. I don't know. I'm not an expert in such things, because I don't buy bottled water. I just go outside and pump it from a hose like an animal. This is Melanie. You see her in the human campaign. I think what actually happens to her, spoilers, is that we get to her. And then we convert her into a Trojan unit. And then, like, later on, if you spot it later, keep an observant eye in the next mission, then she'll kind of mockingly... because this is like a little girl. This is Melanie, I'm the only one left, and I'm scared, there's anybody out there. We find her, we convert her, and then she says something like, oh, it's so good to be, you know... I can't remember exactly what she says. I'll let you guys find out. Okay. Got that out of the way. I'm still Destroyer of Animals 3rd, I think. I don't think I've been upgraded the 2nd. I think eventually we hit 1st. Maybe that's like in the very, very final mission. Remember Gearling? He's the hero from Starsiege 2, specifically. Chucking bodies like guys are like in a home world. This order gun has never reached the ground. Yeah. Okay. All the wartime efforts are going very well for us. It's kind of weird. It's kind of an odd schism between the human campaign, because the human campaign is always dire. Like, everything's always going wrong. Cyber campaign it's this constant masturbation. Like, oh, we are so good at this. Okay, anyways. Another thing I wanted to mention is I made a post recently on Tumblr. Someone asked about, what was the question? It was something like taking existing tropes and things and just trying to make them very distinct compared to their original counterparts. Like, I think his example was like taking hell demons and saying maybe they're actually like, they just have advanced technology and, you know, we developed our, you know, like mythology around hell because we saw them as being these demonic things when actually they just had advanced technology. You know, things like that. And I decided, instead, originally I typed like, nah, that's, you know, because people already do that. And then I decided, you know, I'm going to make a stupid post out of this. So I went on this long, you know, insane rant, for, you know, mainly for the sake of humor, which elicited quite a few angry responses in my messages, actually, which is kind of funny. Mostly I got positive responses. People were actually very excited that I was bitching about it. Because you love to hear me bitch. You fucking love it. But I just wanted to mention, because someone sent me a message saying, what right do you have to criticize people that are reusing existing content when your most famous content is, you know, like, say, like the Dragon Ball Z fan art things. Or, you know, doing animations of other people's stuff. You know, stuff like that, which is a valid point. But I just wanted to say two things about that. One is that goes, because again, that was kind of a joke post. It's not really the writer's fault so much as it's the publisher's fault. Because the publishers are trying to make money. And they try to make money by just regurgitating the same bullshit over and over again. So, as a result, the only writers that are going to get published are going to be people that bite the bullet and decide, you know what, dragons, just fucking dragons. Like, I had something else, but the publisher knows that people are not going to buy the book if they pick it up and it's something that they do not recognize. Because really, it's our fault. Because we just keep endorsing things that remind us of things that we have already seen. This is one of the flaws in human nature, I guess. So as a result, fiction tends to be just regurgitated bullshit over and over again. So that's one thing. Another thing I wanted to point out is actually I do have my own original content. It's part of the, what I refer to as the Hala universe, which is the name of the kind of the world/universe that it's set in. Because the universe it's actually set in is a single world that is actually planate. Like the whole universe is actually a single planet. Rather than being one planet, over here, a star, you know, galaxy, it's actually just one big planet. Because it's like it's a fantasy world, and that's part of one of the oddities of it. Like, trying to figure out why exactly it's like that is one of the things that I'd originally planned for it. But I have my own thing, the webcomic that I do, or used to do. I don't really have time for it anymore. I try to get one update per month. But even that with my schedule is sometimes too much. The URL of that, by the way, is gauged.us, because someone took the .com and was trying to sell it off like a little piece of shit. Some little Filipino bastard, I think. But, it's set in that universe. The book that I was writing, well, I guess I could still finish that, but I don't have the time. Because I was rewriting it at the time that the animation started to take off, and I have like the ending was what I was mainly trying to rewrite. So I would have to go back and reread the whole thing and try to figure out what exactly I was writing about at the time. But that's another thing. The universe that I do have an original universe and original content, but again, it's not popular. I was actually, before the animations took off, trying to make that my main thing. I was trying to get published using that. I was trying to have my own settings so that I could have a large amount of outreach and I could expand into new things. But that never took off. And it doesn't take off because it's not based on anything that people recognize. Like, I'm not criticizing Kazurad, but like prequel adventures. Go check that. It's a cute webcomic. But it's about Katie. She's a Khajiit set in the Elder Scrolls universe. That took off big time because it kind of took off at the same time, and he started sort of around the same time, I think, as whenever Skyrim came out. And that was really popular. So as a result, because of that link to that existing universe, he gained a very large amount of popularity on, like, you know, message boards, 4chan, or something like that. And as a result, it had a lot more outreach. And again, I'm not criticizing that because he's a talented guy and I really like his stuff. But that's just the nature of, any sort of artist. If we make something original, then people are probably not going to be attracted to it. And as a result, like this, the Starsiege playthrough, it doesn't resemble anything that's popular at the time, so people probably aren't going to watch it. Whereas if I was doing something like a Dark Souls 2 playthrough, or something like that, especially whenever it came out, then people would be watching the shit out of it. Like the Dark Souls 2 cartoon that I did. I released that at the same time that Dark Souls 2 came out because I knew that's how people work. And as a result, I think now it's my most watched video, I want to say. And it continues to be. I think it's like my primary earner right now, fortunately for me. And that's just because that's how these things work. So it's just kind of a shitty nature of, like, if you want to be a content creator, just be aware that if you do something that's completely original, that it's probably not going to take off. Not because of the quality, but because people are not attracted to it because it's not marketable. That's also why people keep remaking the same movies over and over again, the same IPs. It's because that's what sells. That's the reason why Hollywood doesn't do any original ideas anymore, because they're too risky. But if they... That's the reason why they keep making things based off books and things like that. Because there's just enough of a foundation, a marketing foundation, that maybe it will seem to be an original idea, but it will have enough, I guess what they call groundswell, to be able to expand out in every direction. That's why people do that. Anyways. I also started trying to play Skullgirls again, because, the Friday Night Fights thing, they did that recently, and Pat started talking about it, and I was like, I can probably, if I can force myself to learn it. That did not go well. Because, good lord. Like, I like grapplers. I don't know much about fighters, but I actually really do like grapplers. I was trying to use Cerebellum, and I was eventually... I do actually have a stick, which Pat helped me to pick out. Unfortunately, I don't really get to use it, because fighting sticks are so fucking huge, which they have to be. And they're the only things that actually use that format. Like, fighters are such needy fucking children. Like, everything has to be special for them. Anyways, it's really awkward to use, which kind of irritates me. But anyways, I was trying to use her, and I eventually kind of figured out the control. Like, everything is light kick plus light punch, plus all these different movements that I couldn't remember. But eventually I got into sort of a awkward rhythm of, oh yeah, I kind of remember this. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to look online and see what the sort of more, the basic entry point fighting mechanics are for her. And I looked up like some YouTube videos of it, and it got on into all this complicated shit about frame timing and trying to create, I forget what they're called, but you're trying to get people restands, that's what they're called. Trying to get restands to trigger so that you can continue combos indefinitely. And I just watched like 5 minutes of this, and it's like, no, fuck it. I'm tired of this bullshit. So I absolutely cannot stand fighters for that point. They're so incredibly complicated and needy. I've talked to Wooly quite a bit about the controls of fighters and just trying to get into things without any help, and he's like, yeah, I understand that definitely. And I talked to Pat about it, and he's just like, no, just get good at it, get good. Because he's fucking Pat. So, I wanted to bring that up just because you'll notice that a lot of sort of advanced mechanics in fighters, if you watch videos on it, are all about controlling your opponent, like extending combos. And if they have a system in the game that is designed to either parry or break a combo, then, the mechanics of trying to continue your attack are based on like trying to trick your opponent to wasting it and things like that. Point being, everything revolves around mitigating your opponent's ability to defend themselves completely. Like, not countering their moves, but just ensuring that they cannot fight back. It's the same way in every PvP environment. Like, I have high-end things. Like, Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 is the same way, right now. Everything revolves around stun locking. Like, people trying to come up with builds that Like, especially power stancing, which they shouldn't have had power stancing in that game. I know some people who have a hard-on for it, but it was a really bad idea for various reasons. I guess if I ever do a playthrough of that, then I'll get into it then. But it's all about controlling your opponent, because if they cannot perform inputs, they can't fight back. So as a result, it makes your job a lot easier. It's that, like, I played a lot of Guild Wars 1. I played high-end PvP of Guild Wars 1, and it's the same way. All the builds, like, you don't want your opponent to be able to enact their plan. Everyone comes up with a plan that they carry into a fight. What you want to do is not to counter their plan, you want to make sure that they can never use it. So all the Guild Wars 1 kind of team builds that we would come up with all revolved around disrupting enemy, commands and just disallowing them from ever making inputs to begin with, because then they can't defend themselves. And everything as a result kind of revolved around that, trying to keep yourself completely invulnerable to attacks long enough to watch for an opening, or to create one opening where you can create a steamroll effect where you just completely wipe the enemy team in the space of a few seconds. I really like Guild Wars 1 PvP, actually. It needed a lot of help, but Guild Wars 2 kind of ruined it by just turning into a generic shitty MMO. I know some of you people probably like Guild Wars 2, but I think it's a piece of shit garbage game. World of Tanks is the same way. I played some World of Tanks high-end PvP. It's a lot more... It's different as far as... because it's a tank game. But a lot of that is like high-end... Like the very best teams are all about rushing to mid-map or further to gain as much map control as you can. First off, to keep the enemy from having the ability to wander around wherever they want to. Like, a lot of newbie PvP teams try to bunker inside of their base, or try to sit inside of corridor areas to where, people are forced to... Like, they think they're in a 300 scenario. Like, Leonidas is trying to funnel all the Russians into his, line of sight. It doesn't work that way. You have to take as much area as possible and push as quickly as possible, because that keeps the enemy from having time to enact their plan and to adjust their plan. Like, if you take this area and they had planned to get to that area, if you just sit there, eventually they're going to sit around and they're going to figure out, oh, we can do this. We can move this artillery piece here, and then we can do this, and then we can make our own rush. You don't do that. You move in as quickly as you possibly can. In real actual combat, like real war, as far as like tank movements, works the exact same way. It's trying to overwhelm an enemy as quickly as possible before they can actually respond. Everything in PvP, in games, whatever, all revolves around mitigating the enemy's ability to respond. War is not fair. PvP combat is not meant to be fair. So if you allow these things, then it's going to possibly ruin your game, because it turns the game into nothing but stun locking, or combos in the case of fighters, or so on. And sometimes the game environment, the genre, and the culture of that game completely ends up revolving around it, and you get shit like fighters as they are today. I wanted to bring that up just for the sake of saying that in Starsiege, it actually didn't really have this problem too much, because the controls, like, you could see me in this giant fucking executioner, just lumbering about like a huge fat ass. There's really not a whole lot you can do. The only thing you could do is just pump up your shields and just try to catch people off guard, and that was it. You don't have the capacity to respond quick enough to really do anything about it. The only thing that is really different about this, the only exception, would be something like in multiplayer, people would use things like goads a lot, especially in one-on-one scenarios. Because as I showed you earlier on in like part 1 and part 2, where I was trying to, you can actually out-circle most things in the game with a herc like this. Like, say, the Gorgons that we're fighting right now, or the Executioner that I'm using right now. They are so incredibly slow, like speed. The top speed is only 80 kilometers per hour, which compared to, like, the Shepherd, 115. Is you can actually circle them indefinitely, and it's almost impossible for the other person to fight back. You can sort of trick people into, like, stutter stopping and acting like you're going to turn one way, but you actually turn back the other way, and you might just be able to clip the enemy just long enough to get off a single burst attack. But that's like the only form of movement or input mitigation in this entire game, which I think works in its favor for the most part. But at the same time, the gameplay is so slow that it doesn't really work in its favor, because most high-end PvP revolves around things moving as quickly as possible, or making spur-of-the-moment decisions and so on. Anyways, just wanted to bring all that up, get rid of my show notes, and I pray, come on, be there. No, really? I don't have them yet? Oh. I was hoping I had the Magneto-Fusion Assault Cannon. Oh, I love that thing. Or the Quantum Gun, at least. Actually, I think I get the Q-Gun before. Yeah, it might be that my tech level has gone up to the point that I'm actually able to get it. Maybe it does go up. Maybe I have, like... Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe it does go above 9. It probably does. Oh, well. But I think, like in the mission after this one, or the one after that, then we're going to get Q-Guns, which are quantum guns, which means they may or may not fire. This is a joke, but actually that's kind of how they work. They're kind of shitty, but they make an awesome noise. Anyways, we don't have anything new. I was going to show you guys these things, but oh well, the game fucked me over. Guess we're just stuck with the same old bullshit. Maybe we got a new... Hold on, let me see. I might have gotten another adjudicator. No, I didn't get anything! God damn it. Oh well. I guess you'll just have to be happy with my ranting, guys. Oh well, next time. I will see you in part 11, and this is me, Plague Your Gripes, blah 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 blah. I will see you guys then.